Good morning everybody. Now we have to study about the electric field intensity due to a dipole. Dipole means electric dipole. So in this case there are two cases. Case first on axial line, case second on equatorial line. There are two derivations of this. So first of all we are discussing the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole at any point on the axial line. So in this case we are taking an electric dipole consists of two charges minus q and plus q, which are separated by a small distance 2l. P is the point of observation on the axial line at distance small r from the center of dipole. As I told you, we always take the distance between equal and opposite charges, that is the length of dipole, always 2l, 2d, 2a, etc. Why? Because for the derivation we have to take the distance from this point, center of the dipole. That's why the half of this 12 becomes L. So it is easy to take in derivation or easy to calculate. So we are finding, first of all we are finding the electric field at P due to minus q charge. So this electric field intensity E1 will be equal to kq upon AP square, this distance, along PA. Along PA means the electric field intensity is always towards the negative charge. So kq upon, what is the value of AP square? R plus L. So kq upon R plus L along PA. Similarly, the electric field at P due to plus q charge, this plus q charge, this will be equal to E2 equals to kq upon BP square. Why? Because Q is located at point B. So kq upon BP square along BP. Why? Because electric field intensity always away from the positive charge. So its direction will be towards P. And the value of BP will be equal to R minus L. So this can be written as kq upon R minus L whole square along BP. This is the equation number 2. Now we have to find out the net electric field at this point P due to these two charges means dipole. So this net electric field E will be equal to E2 minus E1. Why? Because the magnitude of both the vectors are E1 and E2 are in opposite direction, and the magnitude of E2 is greater than E1. That's why the E will be equal to E2 minus E1. Put the values kq upon R minus L whole square minus kq upon R plus L whole square, and direction will be along greater vector. So this is equal to kq upon R plus L whole square minus R minus L whole square upon R square minus L square whole square along BP. Solving, we get here E equals to kq into 4RL upon R square minus L square whole square along BP. But we know that P equals to Q into 2L. So this Q and 2L from this, we can write P. So this becomes 2kp R upon R minus L, R square minus L square whole square. Now we are not writing here along BP. Why? Because P has the direction minus Q to plus Q, means along BP. That's why we are representing the direction here. So E will be equal to 2kp R upon R square minus L square whole square, or in scalar form or in magnitude form, E will be equal to 2kp R upon whole square of r square minus l square. Special case. Since we know that L is very small, because the equal and opposite charges are separated by a small distance, that is R is greater than L, then L square can be neglected. Or put this value in this formula, we can write E will be equals to 2 kP upon R cube. So this is the electric field intensity at any point on the axial line due to an electric dipole. After this, we have to discuss the second part, means second case on equatorial line. Okay? After completing the electric field intensity at any point on the axial line due to an electric dipole, we have to start the electric field intensity at any point on equatorial line. In this case, first of all we should know about what is equatorial line. A straight line perpendicular to the axis of electric dipole and passing through its center or midpoint is known as equatorial line. So this dotted line will be equatorial line and P will be the point of observation. So first of all we have to find out the electric field intensity at P due to minus Q charge. This electric field intensity E1 will be equals to KQ upon AP square along PA. Now here you have to keep in mind electric field intensity or electric field playing same role here, because the measurement of electric field at that point is known as intensity. So there is no problem, you can write electric field or electric field intensity. E1 will be equals to KQ upon AP square. This charge is negative charge, so the electric field will be towards the minus Q charge. It means its direction will be along PA. KQ equals to R square plus L square. The value of AP square will be equal to this square plus this square. This is the equation first. Similarly, the electric field intensity at P due to plus Q charge. So this is E2 will be equal to KQ upon BP square, and this is the positive charge, so the electric field intensity will be away from the charge. So E2 will be equal to KQ upon BP square along BP. The value of BP will be equal to this square plus this square. So KQ upon R square plus L square along BP. From these two equations, first and second, you will see the magnitude of both E1 and E2. The magnitude of both the vectors E1 and E2 are same, but directions are different. So we have to resolve these vectors. We are taking this angle, this theta, then this will be 90 minus theta. This will be the same angle theta. This is also 90 minus theta. So this is the straight line. The sum of these two and this will be 180 degree. So this is equal to 2 theta. 2 theta means these two vectors are of same magnitude. It means the resultant of these two will pass through at the bisector of angle. Passing through the bisector of the angle. It means this complete angle 2 theta, then this will be theta and this is also theta. Now we have to resolve E1 and E2. The component of E2 along this line, E2 sin theta. The component of E2 along this line, E2 cos theta. Same thing in the case of E1, E1 cos theta, and this component E1 sin theta. We know that the magnitude of E1 and E2 are same. It means these two components are equal and opposite to each other, so these will cancel each other. So the net electric field at P will be equal to 2 into E1 upon E2 cos theta. E1 upon E2 means E1 or E2. E1 or E2. You can write E2. Either you have to take E1 or E2. Okay. So this is 2kq upon r square plus l square into cos theta. And we have to put the value of cos theta from this triangle. Which triangle? AOP. In this triangle you will see base upon hypotenuse equals to cos theta. Base is L, hypotenuse is AP. So this will be equals to L upon under root r square plus l square. And we can write 2kql upon whole r square plus l square whole raised to power 3 upon 2. And we can write q into 2l. Q into 2l equals to P. So this is kp upon r square l square whole raised to power 3 upon 2. Now the special case. Special case, L is very small. We know that. That is r square is greater than l square. Then E will be equal to L square. You have to put the L square about equal to 0 here. So the power becomes r cube because 2 cancel by 2 or this becomes r cube. So E will be equal to kp upon r cube. Here there are two questions of 1 mass arises here. First question, what is the angle between the electric field intensities due to an electric dipole? So there are two electric field intensities here, one on axial line, other is on equatorial line. Axial line, the direction of electric field was from left to right, or here it is right to left. It means the angle between them becomes 180 degree. Clear? Second question, what is the relation between the electric field intensities due to an electric dipole? So in the case of axial line, you have derived E equals to 2 kp upon r cube, or here this is kp upon r cube. It means the electric field intensity at equatorial line is half of the electric field intensity at any point on the axial line. Okay.